Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Zaji and today I want to share with you a little bit about some sewing things. In particular, I'm going to be sharing some of the fabrics that I bought to actually make some of the patterns that I've been sharing on this channel, because I know you've seen the first pattern haul that I did this year, and I think the second pattern haul, which is an early spring edition. And I have talked about how many patterns I want to make, and now I'm going to share with you the things that I've actually purchased to make some of these. So if you like sewing content, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and continue watching. Okay, so I have just the fabrics kind of stacked up over here, as well as some of the patterns. So I'm just going to kind of be grabbing from here and letting you know what some of these are. Now, some of these fabrics have been gifted to me, so I am definitely going to leave them down below which ones are gifted and which ones aren't, if that matters to you. If not, it will be down there for your information, as well as any patterns that I can link and other fabric that I can link as well. All down there, and anything that I mention in this video, I'm usually pretty good about linking it. But if there's something that I've missed and you have a question about in this video, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I am always checking those and responding to you all, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to share with you is actually something that I talked about in the first pattern haul. Okay, I feel like I was really zoomed in before, so I zoomed out just a little bit. I don't know why I was so zoomed in before. So the first pattern that I want to talk about, as well as the fabric that I have to make it, is one that I actually talked about in my first pattern haul, and I was talking about how I really love the design of this pattern. So I'm holding McCall's 8139, and this pattern is for a dress, and it also does have a pattern for a belt as well, and you can choose whether or not you want that belt, but it is, in my opinion, kind of like a dress version of what a boiler suit kind of looks like. And so I love the idea of this, and I love the version that she's wearing, which is version A, but I really wanted to do like version A and add the belt. So the fabric that I got to make that is a ticking fabric, I think. A pink stripe. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but it is a stretch woven, so it has a little bit of a give to it, and I wouldn't say it's anything crazy now, but it is something that I feel like will make this dress so much more comfortable when it is being worn as a dress. And I think that this fabric in combination with this pattern will be so beautiful, because if I make it in the short sleeve, I think it'll be a cute over layer, as I kind of talked about in that review or in that haul. I talked about how I really like the idea of having a dress like A with the belt and maybe wearing it over top of like a camisole and like a mini skirt or high-waisted shorts or something like that, like in the spring, summertime, like when it starts to get just warm enough. I think this will be such a cute outfit, and I was going to make it in corduroy, but that's real hot. And I know it's real cold outside right now, but I know that Colorado will change its mind and be like, it'd be just warmer. It's gonna be warmer. I'm just, in my head, I'm thinking warm, and it's going to be warm. I know it's got to be warm, so I'm going to start making short sleeve things now because I want to, and this will definitely be on the list. So the next fabric that I have to talk about, ooh, I kind of flashed it. The next fabric that I'm going to share with you is actually one that I stalked online for a little bit before I actually decided to go ahead and make the purchase, and this is from a collection that I believe came out in 2017, and I was slow to the draw, and I missed out on this fabric in a couple different retailers, and then I kind of just lost hope and stopped looking for it. But a retailer that I follow, and I will leave them linked down below if they still do carry this fabric, but they posted on their Instagram that they had the fabric, and I was like, need to snap up right now. And so I went ahead and bought 3 yards. So I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Oh my god. I hope that this camera will do some justice to this O. Now, if you've seen anything on this channel, you know that I am a fan of this color palette. This is my favorite. I love this so much, and I really love how the kind of design has this kind of wavy, chevron-y, stripy situation. Also, it's kind of like a psychedelic type print. When I saw this, I was just like, this is like, no, I need. So I'm going to make something that I'm very excited about. Now, for my birthday, I made this dress, and it's McCall's 7974. And this dress is one that I know is quite popular. Lots of people have made this pattern, and I'm one of those people. I love the style of this pattern. I really love the skirt on this pattern. It is one of my favorite dresses to wear, and I want to make another version of it. And I made my birthday dress, and I was very happy with the fit. Am still very happy with the fit, but there are some tweaks that I know I can make to that dress to really make it fit my body perfectly. So I'm hoping to go ahead and make those adjustments. Just try the dress I already have on, see where I want to make those adjustments, and make them to the pattern pieces that I have for this design. And I'm going to make this pattern again. But this time I'm going to make version A. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to make it with version A skirt. I think that's the skirt length that I made the first one in, but I made version D's like collar in the sleeveless version. So now I want to have those cute little puff sleeves with the ties, and I want to do it in this print, and I think that would be the most beautiful combination. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy just to think about having this with that dress. I will live in it. I will probably wear that dress every day for a while, and who's gonna stop me? Next, I'm going to talk about something that I'm going to be making for my daughter. Now, I made for her a romper, and I hope that I have a picture of it, and it had llamas on it, and I made it in a fabric that I got from JOANN's, but it was a cotton interlock that really didn't have good recovery, and so she could wear that romper, that little jumpsuit, but it would always stretch out really bad. And I made the mistake of trying to put snaps in so that I could change her really easily, but yeah, it was kind of a disaster after like half a day of wearing it. It was all stretched out and it looked really crazy. The pattern that I'm talking about is the Ellie and Mac South Shore Romper. So I really loved making the first version for her, and I really want to make another version. And so this time around, I'm going to make her a super cute version in this fabric that I got from JOANN's again. This is a tie-dye. I'm going to try to find it online because I know that JOANN's has a couple of different tie-dye fabrics, and I was so happy that they started carrying them because my JOANN's has a really good selection of them, and I only bought one tie-dye because I was just like, Zaji, you can be strong. Anyway, I got this for her, and I thought it would make a really good South Shore romper. Okay, so this fabric that I have on right now is actually one that was gifted to me. Mimi G came out with a couple of prints with Riley Blake, and this is on the Rayon base. This is on the Rayon base, and I got it in the cream and kind of teal-y colorway. Clearly, I love a good teal, okay? I love aqua teal. This is for me. I'm always drawn to it. So I know they have a couple of different colorways of this as well. So if you're interested in this print, you like the large scale cheetah. I love the large scale cheetah. And so they have a lot of different colorways if the cream and white is not your style. But I was really, really drawn to this fabric. I thought it was so beautiful, and I knew exactly what I was going to make with it. So I'm going to show you that pattern right now. This is McCall's 8089, and it is one that came out last year, I believe. This might have been last spring's releases from McCall's. I can't remember. This pattern was one that I originally ordered fabric from a different place, and they ended up I guess selling out of that fabric before it got to me. Like, I don't know what happened, but I didn't end up getting the fabric for that, and I just never ended up making the pattern. I don't know what happened there. But I got this fabric, and I got 3 yards, and I was just thinking, now's the time, Zaji. Pull her out! Now's the time. So I'm going to make, I believe, the version that she's wearing. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to do version B's neckline or if I want to do version C's neckline. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's really going to come down to how much fabric I have. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do version C because I might have just too little to make version B. I'm not sure, but version B skirt is kind of cray. I think those are all like ruffles on top. That dress is great. Listen, I am going to be doing version C. I think that it'll be really, really cute to wear in the springtime, but because this is rayon, I can really see myself still wearing this dress in the summertime, just maybe closer to the evening, or if I know I'm going to be inside all day, kind of a thing. But yeah, super excited to make this dress. And I've been waiting for this fabric for so long, and I cannot even tell you all how excited I am and how I really pondered for a long time, like, I waited a couple months to receive this. I've got to make something that is going to really be worth it. So anyway, let me show it to you now. Tell me if you knew this was the one. Tell me if you know right now. Tell me in the comment section down below if you knew that this fabric was going to be the one that I was talking about. Everybody went crazy for this print. I think when they first started doing the promo images, this fabric was really within those first images of their stock. Oh my gosh. So when this fabric first came out, I really was thinking that I wanted to make a different dress with it. And now, since I've gotten so many other, I guess you could say, like, patterns and things and ideas for what I want, I really like this print, but what I really am struggling with is trying to decide exactly what I feel will be the best use of this fabric. And honestly, I was thinking at first, like I said, that I wanted to do a dress, but I decided against a dress because I only bought 2 yards of this fabric. And I only bought 2 yards of all of the fabrics that I bought from Melanated. But this particular fabric, I knew I wanted to do something that I could make more of a statement with, because usually dresses that are under 2 yards don't have a whole lot of detail. So I decided to go for a top instead. And this one is McCall's 8147. And I know I talked about this in my last pattern haul. And I was saying that I wanted to make version C in the gold color because she looked absolutely stunning. I loved that version. But I have decided that I'm instead going to use this crepe that I got from Melanated, or that I purchased from Melanated, and I think it's going to be so super beautiful because at the end of the day, this pattern does have really nice lines that are not interrupted by a whole bunch of seaming, which will still give me the opportunity to showcase this print really well, and it won't get muddled up in a bunch of darts and seams and all of that. I think it will still be able to shine through as a star as this top. I am going to make version C with the necktie and the big sleeves. Is there any confusion on why I picked those? I don't know. Let me know down below. You can do version B, which doesn't have the necktie, and I have enough fabric to do version... I have enough fabric to do version B for sure, but I'm not sure if I will be able to squeeze out version C, because it says you need 2 1/4, and I'm like, can I make it work? I'm going to try to make it work, you all. I'm going to try to cut everything out on a single layer and see if I can get out C. I'm going to cut everything out except for the necktie, and that'll be the last thing I cut, and I'll just really try to finesse. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not opposed to Frankensteining pieces together. You all, I am one person who is not opposed to having a random seam somewhere if it means that I get to make the pattern. Because more times than not, especially with something this silky, that seam won't even affect anything, especially if you put it on a midline or if you put it at the end of something like a tie. I will try to make it work. I want to do version C, but like I said, I will settle for version B if that's all I'm able to get. But this is a sweater knit that was also a part of their original launch, and I knew I wanted this. I originally was going to make pants with it because I was under the impression that this was going to be more like a double knit or like a ponte. I'm not really sure, but I was really thinking this was going to be like that. This is a double knit. I think it will be far more suitable as a sweater. And so I'm going to show you the sweater that I am thinking about. Simplicity 8738. And this is a sweater pattern that I think in JOANN's, I think they were marketing this as something that you can make with fleece. I am really in love with a couple of options on this pattern. I really have been going back and forth with a couple of different ideas. So I would be wearing a size small, and they have a couple of different things here. So you can make a mini dress with this pattern, and that's version A, and I think it is definitely going to be too short for me. So I was thinking that I might combine the idea of a mini dress but do the sleeves of version C, which have kind of like a stitching up the side, and you would use like a sport weight yarn to do the stitching through the fabric. So you use like a yarn needle and stuff, and you go through and you stitch it up, and it looks kind of cool. And I was thinking that that might look really cool with a contrast thread, like a blue or a yellow or orange or like red or something, just something to really stand out against this and do that kind of stitching on the sleeve. I thought that would look really beautiful, and it would be something that I wouldn't be able to wear for as long, obviously, because it would be quite warm once it starts to get warmer, but I think that I'd be able to wear it for at least a little bit before I have to put it away, because we do still have quite a bit of snow in our forecast. So I am thinking this will be pretty quick to make if I don't do version C, but even with version C, I think it will really just depend on the methods. I haven't read all the way through this pattern yet, but I know I'm going to use something here. I like the version she has on, which is version B, but it seems just a little bit basic when I could do something more exciting with this pattern, with this fabric. The next fabric I'm going to share with you is one that I got from JOANN's. This one is actually kind of deep stash. Let's see, I got this fabric a while back. I love this print. This is kind of like a crinkle cotton, but it is very lightweight, and I know would be really good in a top that was meant for summertime. So I thought the perfect match for this fabric would be the simple shift that I talked about before. This is Simplicity S8878, and I think I'm going to make the top of this pattern. Anyway, I think it will make a super beautiful top, and for the springtime it'll be so nice, and obviously I can wear this in through the summertime and it'd be a nice cover up for the sun, but also really cool still. So I'm excited about that, and I think that I'm immediately validated in buying this pattern that I was unsure about in the beginning. So I am losing my light just a little bit here, so I am going to talk about the last few things that I want to talk about. This last thing is another pattern that I shared about recently, and this is McCall's 8175. And I said that I was going to wait until closer to summertime to make this pattern, and I mean, technically I'm not wrong, because I don't know if I will be making this in March. I might be making this closer to April, because I've already talked about a couple of different patterns here, so, you know, bear with me. Anyway, this pattern is one that has cutouts. I had talked about, hey, this would be great for a large scale print. And boy, do I have a large scale print to share with you all today. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of do a scrolling motion and see if I can get the full effect of this fabric. Like, isn't that so pretty? Okay, isn't that so pretty? And also all my favorite colors. Ah! Okay. I'm sorry that I yelled. I'm sorry that I yelled. But you all know how much I love these colors so much. And Workroom, the Workroom Social TV, she is on YouTube. I will have her link down below, and I'll have the interview that I did with them earlier this year about my wedding dress. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had just kind of told her that I loved rayons, and she was just like, oh yeah, we gotta get you some. And I was like, yeah, please. I love rayons and fabric, please. So I thought these would work out perfectly because it has that beautiful full long skirt with this fabric. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I cannot even imagine that this would work out in a bad way, period. Now, I got a couple yards of this fabric, and I think I got just enough really to make this dress, and I think it just is everything. It just is everything. Now, all I have to do is get a lining for this design because it does have a lining, and I want to do something that will match this fabric more closely than any of the fabrics that I have on hand. So I am going to run, skip, hop over to JOANN's and see if I can find a nice lining fabric, because this fabric is, I think, pretty opaque, but I think for a dress that doesn't have very many gathers, it's just going to be safer if I do line this dress. So I am going to take a look at this pattern and really see what the pieces look like and what I need to do to make that happen and all of that. But I am so excited to make this dress because I think it's going to be so beautiful and something that will be so nice to have. And I was thinking to myself, you know what, Zaji? You need to make version A. You need to make version A because you like a good ruffle. I love a good ruffle. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell that either. I think this fabric will be soft enough that I can easily stuff my sleeves into a jean jacket or into a cardigan or something like that. When it starts to get warm but not warm enough to have your arms out, and I could still get away with having this on. Like, I see myself wearing a jean jacket with this dress and the skirt being so cute and wearing like cute shoes. Y'all, I'm ready to be cute in this dress already. So, just, that's the end of my fabric haul. I am so happy to finally be able to share some of these fabrics with you. I'm even more excited to finally have some of these fabrics in my presence, to be able to put them onto my cutting table and actually make something beautiful and wear some beautiful things out of my house. I am desperate for more dresses. I'm sorry. I know if you're someone who is not into dresses and you prefer separates, I'm so very sorry. There's very few of those on this channel. If you look at my recap video, you'll see that I make more dresses than anything else. I think last year I made 35 dresses. 35 dresses last year, and I intend to top that number this year. So we're gonna get started nice and early. And if you like these videos, please do give me a thumbs up and let me know what you are planning on making for this spring season. I am so very excited to get some of these garments made up, and I can't wait to share more with you about them. So I think I'm gonna love you and leave you right there. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.